They called us barbarians the day we stopped sending ambassadors. They laughed when we withdrew from the Galactic Council. But the laughter ended when Earth went dark, and every human disappeared from their colonies overnight. For 50 years, peace had been a lie, a fragile illusion wrapped in treaties, promises, and words that never meant anything to the ones holding the bigger fleets. Humanity had begged for fairness. We'd signed their accords. We'd accepted their sanctions. We'd watched them strip our mining worlds bare and tax our air. And still, we believed in peace. Until they took the last thing that peace had to offer: hope. Midsection build. It began with Mars. The Orcal Dominion claimed that human expansion violated stellar territory laws. Their fleets entered Martian orbit under the pretense of security inspections. Within hours, their plasma bombardments turned the red dust black. 500,000 civilians, gone before the United Earth Fleet could even respond. The Council of Species called it an unfortunate misunderstanding. That was the moment Earth changed. Governments fell. Corporations vanished. The last United Earth Assembly broadcast a single message before going silent. Peace has failed. War will answer. Across the solar system, factories that once built cargo haulers began forging warships. Mining drones became gun platforms. Old satellites blinked back to life, repurposed into orbital cannons. And at the heart of it all, humanity disappeared from the galactic stage. No transmissions. No trade. No diplomacy. Just silence. But the silence wasn't surrender. It was the sound of sharpening blades. When the first alien patrol entered Sol again, they didn't find a dying world. They found Earth, quiet, hidden, watching, and a message burned into the void itself. The barbarians are awake. The aliens thought we had vanished. In truth, we had evolved. When the first human warship reappeared on Council scanners, it didn't broadcast identification codes, it broadcast revenge. Midsection build. 50 years of silence had turned Earth into something unrecognizable. Beneath cloud-wrapped skies and oceans shielded by orbital mirrors, an empire had been reforged in shadow. Humanity's engineers, those who once built colonies and communications arrays, had designed a new kind of fleet, silent, agile, invisible to the old laws of war. The first to emerge was the UNS Retribution, a vessel the size of a small moon, wrapped in a stealth lattice that bent light and logic. Its hull carried no insignia, only 3 words etched into the armor. Peace failed. War answers. When it entered the Orcal Dominion's border systems, the local patrols sent hails. They received no reply. Moments later, their sensors screamed. The void folded, and human kinetic slugs, traveling at near light velocity, shredded their ships before alarms could finish sounding. No energy weapons. No plasma. Just the ancient brutality of physics and human spite. Across the Dominion frontier, outposts went silent one by one. Mining stations, listening posts, and trade lanes, all gone, erased by ghosts in the dark. The Galactic Council panicked. Diplomats demanded explanations. Admirals proposed joint operations to restore balance. But every investigation fleet vanished the moment they crossed into old human space. And then, from deep space relays, a message began to echo across the stars, an old human transmission, looping endlessly on every channel. This is Earth Command. For 50 years, you called us barbarians. You were right. The galaxy had never understood us. They mistook compassion for weakness, patience for fear. Now they would learn that no creature fights like a species that built its own gods, burned its own world, and still refused to die. The Orcal Dominion assembled its grand fleet, 4,000 ships strong. When they entered the Vega corridor, sensors picked up movement. Only one human ship waited for them. It didn't flee. It opened a channel and said, "This is Captain Arya Dorn of the Retribution. The age of councils is over. The age of barbarians has begun." And then the stars went white. No one ever found wreckage from the Battle of Vega. Just a scar, a lightless wound across the system, where matter itself refused to exist. That was humanity's message to the galaxy. You can't conquer what you don't understand. Midsection build. For the first time in millennia, the Galactic Council trembled. Empires that had ruled for eons began sealing their borders. Fleets doubled their patrols. The Or called Dominion, the mightiest of them all, had ceased to exist within 3 solar weeks. The Council called an emergency session in the floating citadel of Ravel Prime. The hollow map flickered, showing system after system marked in red, colonies that had gone dark. The humans weren't invading. They were erasing. Barbarians, hissed the Thalrene speaker, his tendrils quivering. They dismantle entire planets. They strip atmospheres. They devour. But even he knew it wasn't true. Humanity wasn't destroying for pleasure. They were remaking. Where alien fortresses once stood, cities of iron rose. Human engineers seeded new atmospheres, rebuilt infrastructure, and raised banners bearing no flags, only the same sigil, a black circle split by a burning line. They called it the Iron Empire. Its leaders did not rule. They remembered. Each sector reclaimed bore the name of a fallen world: Mars, Titan, Europa, Ganymede. Humanity carried its dead with it, written in iron and flame. And everywhere the fleets went, the same transmission played. You called us barbarians. But we build from what you destroy. We are your mirror, and your reckoning. Even the machines began to whisper of it. Autonomous drones from other races surrendered mid-combat, transmitting one chilling phrase across subspace. Human override detected. By then, half the galaxy had fallen silent. The other half, those who once mocked Earth's weakness, began sending envoys under white flags. They offered tribute, technology, entire star systems in exchange for peace. But peace was never the goal. Captain Arya Dorn stood before the holographic council of the new empire, her armor scarred, her eyes lit by the glow of conquered stars. We don't seek peace, she said quietly. We seek balance. And balance demands memory. The council members bowed their heads. They understood. The galaxy had taken from humanity for generations. Now, humanity had become the ledger. Reports began to surface from beyond charted space, systems untouched by human or alien hands. Strange signals. Unknown languages. Something watching them. And when the first human scouts reached the edge of the void, their instruments picked up a single transmission. In human binary. You've gone far enough. The message shouldn't have existed. It came from a region beyond the mapped galaxy, a void no species had ever crossed. Yet the binary signal was undeniably human. And it said one thing. You've gone far enough. Midsection build. For a moment, the galaxy froze. Humanity had become the most feared force in known space, and now, something was warning them. The signal pulsed again, repeating with impossible precision, encoded in an ancient Earth frequency, one that hadn't been used since the early 21st century. It originated from beyond the Perseus abyss, an expanse of empty blackness where even light hesitated to travel. Captain Arya Dorn ordered a reconnaissance fleet. 300 ships, the best of the Iron Empire, crossed the threshold. Their sensors died within minutes. Communications went silent within hours. When a single ship returned, half its crew was gone, and its AI was corrupted, whispering phrases in broken human speech. They were here first, we woke them up, they remember us. The Council of the Iron Empire gathered. Holographic faces from dozens of human worlds flickered in the void. For the first time in a century, there was uncertainty in their eyes. We rebuilt everything they took, one admiral said. We forged empires from dust. Then perhaps, Dorn replied, we've finally found something we didn't destroy, something that remembers the first fire. The fleets prepared for war once more, but this time, there was no hatred, only purpose. Humanity had learned through centuries of pain that peace was fragile, that strength was survival. But now, they faced a mirror far older and darker than their own history, something not alien, but ancestral. When the first sensor pinged a visual feed from beyond the abyss, the command deck fell silent. Vast constructs, metallic, cold, symmetrical, drifted in the dark, powered by a light that pulsed in the same rhythm as a human heartbeat. "They're human?" whispered the navigator. "No," Dorn replied softly, staring into the abyss. "They're what we left behind. A forgotten human expedition, launched millennia ago, a civilization that had survived in the void, evolved without sunlight, without stars, without mercy. And they had watched humanity's rise from afar. Waiting." The transmission repeated one last time, clearer now, translated through ancient code. "We are the first. You are the last. Do not cross the abyss." Captain Dorn looked at the dying stars on her display and smiled, not in fear, but in recognition. "Peace failed," she whispered. "War answers again." And as the human fleets advanced into the dark, their drives ignited like suns, lighting the void for the first time in 10,000 years.